So I'm thinking for all those who are planning to file taxes within the next week, Betsy has some good news for them.
Oh, yes,
Right?
she does.
a
Really
nice
for
spin.
all of us.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for stretching. I tell you what, we have a lot of cloud cover on. I'm doing our web story right now for our weather forecast, and I was like, we get to see sunshine sometimes.
Sometimes.
We just have to be very lucky to do it. So this weekend, I'm expecting a lot of folks to buy lottery tickets because I think it's going to be a lucky weekend for us. In the meantime, we have clouds. We're going to throw some drizzle and fog in on this too as we head through the night. Not expecting too many issues as far as the roads go. We will have some rain and snow moving through the area this evening, and that's what's indicated here with these reds that you're seeing showing up at 6 p.m. or so. That rain-snow mix passing through. It does not look like it's going to be anything to stop everything. No slick roads or any of that, but it's just one of those like, here we go again. We have to deal with some wet roads in the area. Smooth sailing so far on the major highways. You can see a lot of green showing up, just a few slowdowns here and there. This little slowdown to the west of Cleveland on 90 is at Hilliard, where there's some construction that's going on in the right lane, and that's slowing things down just a little bit. But the radar is showing that we do have some rain and snow that is moving through. Remember, the radar at this point is doing a whole lot of math computation in the background. The algorithm's trying to figure out exactly if it's looking at rain or snow. But I think a lot of this is a mix at this point. Some snow indicated out to the east in Ashtabula County, some showers sitting offshore of downtown Cleveland at this point, and then also this bit of a rain-snow mix that's ongoing out for portions of Erie and Huron and Richland counties, just now crossing over into Lorain and Ashland counties. As all of this moves from northwest to southeast through the area, we are expecting it to break up a bit. There's just not a lot of good support atmospherically for it to continue, but you can see that this whole system is rotating through at a pretty good clip. Wow. It's called a clipper. How about that? And it will continue to push out to the East Coast, and eventually we will get a break from all of the rain and snow action. And you're saying, great, that obviously means now we're going to get some sunshine. Yeah, we may get some, but we're also going to be dealing with some lake moisture, and we're going to get stuck with some cloud cover. But there are prospects for some sunshine. Meanwhile, out to the west of us, whole lot of storm systems stacking up, and you can see this big bump here in the western part of the country that is known as a ridge. And then we see the clouds coming down and swooping around our little area of low pressure, the Clipper system. This type of a pattern is a very dynamic pattern, so we've got a lot of movement that's happening in the atmosphere, and all of this movement will eventually start to lock in a bit of a sweet spot for us. So let me break this down for you. We've got a storm system sitting off the east coast, and of course there's this big old storm system off the west coast, and what happens is things get a little clogged up in the atmosphere. It doesn't move very efficiently from west to east. So when we start to clog things up, it starts to kind of pinch off certain sections. So we have the storm systems that are going to be stuck off of the east coast, and that begins to back things up. Meanwhile, we have the storm systems from the west that are trying to move to the east. So we have all of this starting to kind of come together like an accordion. This is not always a bad thing, because sometimes you get low pressure to the east, you get low pressure to the west, and the air has to go somewhere, because in low pressure the air is lifting, goes up in the higher parts of the atmosphere, and at some point it has to come down. And so oftentimes when it comes down, there'll be a zone of high pressure that builds in. And look what happens as we get into the weekend. Low pressure, low pressure, low pressure, low pressure all around us, but we're in the squeeze. We get in that high pressure in the middle, and we have a lot of descending air, and that should help to clear us out. The problem is it doesn't last terribly long, but at least we have prospects for some sunshine to come in here. Drizzle and fog in the meantime tonight with cloudy skies, temperatures in the low 30s. Quick peek at your National Designer hour-by-hour forecast through the evening. We do have that rain and snow that's going to try to move through. I don't think it's going to live its best life, and not all of it is hitting the ground, but we do have some scattered showers around. For tomorrow morning, we're anticipating temperatures in the low 30s with cloud cover, and we'll hold on to the clouds for a good chunk of the day tomorrow. We're still going to have some clouds around on Thursday too in your Union Home Mortgage forecast, but we'll bump it to the mid 40s. Friday's kind of the day that we'll start to see that transition happening. A mix of clouds and sun expected, and then the squeeze play comes in just in time for the weekend, and we end up getting some sunshine, some very seasonable temperatures weekend and into the start of next week.
Nice.
Yeah, I think you're onto something, Betsy, with those lotto tickets.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. I think everybody should just, throw a couple bucks down if you got it.
I'd agree.
All right, worth it.
Or not.